In part one of our Yosemite National Park visit, we hiked to Nevada Falls, visited the historic Ahwahnee Hotel, biked across the valley floor, and explored a near, waterless Muir Lake. Today, we venture further into the park to our favorite spots of our whole trip. Good morning, it's day 3, and as with the rest of the week, we're up very early. It's actually the latest we've left, it's about 7:30. We're going even further into the park today. We're going past the valley floor finally. We're going to go up to Glacier Point, and we're also going to hike Sentinel Dome, so that's really exciting. It's about 45 minutes further into the park, so we're hoping that even though we're getting a little bit later of a start, that actually there'll be just as few people there as there has been in the morning in the valley floor. So off we go. Let's get this day started.
Stumbling out of bed, one hell of a roller coaster. You're messing with my head. I'm ending up so clueless. What are you trying to find? I'm running with these emotions. Tell me, what do you have in
Our first stop this morning is going to be the Sentinel Dome and Taft Loop Trail. It's about 5 miles all around. We're at a pretty high elevation today. This trailhead starts at 7,500 feet. We're going to gain about 1,000 feet of elevation throughout the full loop, which is going to be great. We're really excited. This is kind of maybe a little bit, while a very popular area, a little bit less popular in the off season. It's, I don't know, another 45-minute drive from the valley, and so that sort of mass tourist group is down there. We're up here. We've seen 2 people. We're gonna probably have this trail to ourselves most of the day, which is amazing. We actually parked at the trailhead. Normally that's a full parking lot if you are here as late as we were, which is about 9:30 in the summer. Another benefit of coming in the fall, you get it all to yourself. So we're gonna start this hike. This little area is kind of reminiscent to me of like Lassen. Kind of looks just like where we were a few weeks ago. And I can already start to see some incredible peaks just off my shoulder. So let's get going.
Through our phone in the night, no, I'm here by your side. So tell me, where are you now? When your head is in the clouds, I wanna find out now. 'Cause I'm vibing with all we have. Yeah, I'm feeling what we are now. I'm laying down on the ground.
Made it to the top of Sentinel Dome. I think if you can do a single hike at Yosemite, this would be the one to do. You are going to get a 360 panoramic view of all of Yosemite, from Cathedral Rocks around to El Capitan. You're going to be able to see the falls if it's earlier in the year and there's actually water flowing. Both the North Dome and Basket Dome, Mount Watkins and Half Dome. And if you remember, like right between those is where we were yesterday at Muir Lake. You're going to keep going around and you're going to see a ton of other peaks down to Mount Clark, Mount Stair King, Merced Park, all the way back around to Cathedral. It's pretty incredible. Pick one thing, pick this.
Yeah, I'm vibing with all we have. I'm feeling what we are now. All I do is thinking out loud. 'Cause I'm running with these emotions, stumbling out of bed.
I kind of laughed up there. There was a guy who said that hiking Sentinel Dome is the old man's Half Dome, which he's probably not wrong. It's like 1/6 the distance. It's definitely easier, which is kind of funny. So I'd love to hear in the comments if you've hiked both. I think that's an incredible view. I don't know, why it gets some slack for that, but it was absolutely stunning. You get this beautiful panoramic view. It's 360. You wouldn't get that from Half Dome because you would be looking out at everything. So if you've done both, leave a comment below. Tell us what you thought, the comparison between the two, and if you liked one better than the other. we decided to take a little detour. We got to a point where it split off and it's about a mile to Glacier Point, so we decided we'd actually do the hike. We'd originally planned to drive over there, but for just a mile it's easier to do this. So we're gonna hike down, check out Glacier Point, we'll hike back and head over to Taft's Point and finish up the loop.
I want to be daring, baby, dance the night away. I let my head down if I want. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time? Doesn't sound like fun.
We've made it to Glacier Point, and definitely this is a stunning view of Half Dome. I can definitely see why it's a popular spot to come to. It's just probably one of the most beautiful perspectives that we've got of it. But in full transparency, you can drive straight to this point. It's very paved and very developed. And so with that comes a lot of people. And it's, you know, we're in the off season and it's quiet and it's pretty crowded here. There's a lot of people queuing up to stand on a rock to take their photo, and bathroom line's really long, so, you know, come prepared. No, we're gonna sit here. We found a little quiet corner off on the side. Gonna enjoy a snack before we do the rest of our 5-mile loop.
Honey, let's just face it, you can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better, so much better. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better.
Alright, we just finished up Glacier Point. To be honest, Josh and I typically try to avoid these more touristy, you can drive right up to them places. We kind of like to be in places that are a little bit harder to get to because we tend to be able to be there by ourselves. But I don't think that you can come and not check out this amazing vista point. So keep that in mind when you come. You know, whether you like the crowds or not, they're here. Maybe come in, take a quick look, and head back out on the trail. That's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna head back up to the trail that we started on. We're gonna go to Roosevelt Point, Taft Point, and finish out the loop back at the car. So let's hit this trail.
Your head down, be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off. You don't have to hide it. Baby, let your head down, be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off, don't hide it. I don't fit into your box.
Well, we made it to Roosevelt Point. Oh, it's spectacular. You can see Cathedral Rock, obviously El Capitan. Can't see Half Dome anymore. I think it's just kind of behind this area here, but that is a stunner of a view. You can actually see on the valley floor. Oh, wow, that is breathtaking. So we're not that far from Taft's Point, and Josh and I were just talking about how this is such an interesting topographical hike. You start off hiking sandy granite, you climb up a granite dome, and now we're walking through dense pine forests to reach Taft Point. And it just kind of goes to show you how diverse and interesting Yosemite really can be.
I'll turn every wrong to right. Baby, we're children of summer, we're meant to be free. Hearted, we're not like the others, no reason to be. And my ventures, they brought me to places I've never been. But you can walk through this world without a few punches upon your chin. I think I lost you somewhere between 20 and 23, but I still hold you dear. yeah, despite the heartbreak you caused at me. 'Cause you were with me through my nights, and you filled the darkness with shining lights, yeah. Baby, we're children of summer, we're meant to be free. Honey, we're not like the others, no reason to be. Lady is fire in our lungs, so it's too hard to breathe. Lover, I live for the day you and I turn to we.
We just finished up to Taft Point, and wow, both of us are a little afraid of heights, so we didn't quite go to the edge and look over, but we got pretty close. And
Close enough.
and watching that guy slackline was enough for us. I mean, he fell a couple times, but he got right back up.
I definitely could not have done that. I barely made it to the edge to look over and had to walk back. There are people who have gone out to the raw rocks where you can just go all the way out to the point. Not gonna happen with Josh and I. So that wraps up our Yosemite trip. We hope that this gave you some inspiration, some ideas to come here. We did a whole bunch of different types of adventures throughout Yosemite, so no matter what your abilities are or what your interests are, we hope we were able to show you something that you could do too. Next week, we're hitting up Kings Canyon and Sequoia National Parks. We're really excited about that. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to know anything about what we did over these last 3 days, you can hit the link in the description box, and we'll have all the information about it in the blog. So we'll check you on the next video. See you later.
Bye.